Entering the Mayo Experience.
That Mayo Experience. That Mayo Experience. That Mayo Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by DraftKings. Today, CUST Corner 36D, the final installment of the CUST Corner 36 series. All of the CUST Corners from the 2021 football season, all the minis put into one. Reminder to smash the like button for the episode, sub to Mayo Media Network, and subscribe on the audio podcast side to not only the Pat Mayo Experience, but the CUST Corner exclusive feeds. Go back, reminisce, catch up, have a few laughs, get triggered along the way. You can find those down in the description. Rate and review while you're there as well. Without further ado, let's hit CUST Corner 36D.
CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. He's got the hottest takes with the highest stakes. He should be president of the United States, but it's CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. CUST Corner.
But I kind of want to use my time to ask Geoff some questions because
No, you had your time for the
it's not about that. This is about his trip.
Oh, okay.
I want to ask him all about this, what Pat was describing as like gourmet gas station food called Wawa.
Okay.
Tell me about Wawa.
Hold on. I lived in Jersey for a year. Well, between Jersey and New York. I wouldn't call it gourmet gas station food. I'd call it subs that are better than Subway.
I want to hear all about this because apparently Geoff became so enamored that this is where he and his wife are going for New Year's Eve for supper. So I want to hear all about the Wawa. Tell me about it, Geoff.
Okay, so we didn't go there New Year's Eve for supper, but I did stop there after we had an early setting New Year's Eve dinner for an icy.
I don't know what that is.
It's like the froth. It's just like a Slurpee, but it's a specific kind, which are my absolute favorites. But yeah, Tim kind of, or Pat said it. I was really enamored with it. It's just this. It's a gas station, but the store is like 8 times bigger than what we have at home, and there's a full staff like hoagie shop, like a fully staffed hoagie shop in there. And then they also have these like under these like these pretzels under the like the hot counter. And yeah, I don't know, good stuff. They sort of have the things I like. I was impressed.
I want to ask you about this robot that you saw, which is this automated robot that like brings you your food or something. So you and Hustler were tweeting about it, and you said, "Oh yeah, I've got the."
Yeah, I saw my hotel in Los Angeles. We needed an extra room key for something, and a robot brought us the room key. And I saw it later in the evening, and it was acting like it was security in the elevator.
That's terrifying.
Why is that terrifying?
Just...
If I ran a hotel, having these like little bots that went around to do all this meaningless stuff that I would want my employees to focus on like real stuff. Like I don't want the person at the front desk to have to go like find a bellboy to bring you up a room key. If you're too stupid
like
that you
a
lost
pillow
it.
Or something.
Yeah, like just float up the robot. Go to this room. It's on a track. It seems super efficient and super easy. I love it.
I don't want RoboCop coming to my room and giving me my room key. No. And what if they make a mistake? I can't ask it to do something different. I can't criticize it. Or I like Huss asked what would happen.
Are you saying that these robots take away your Karen-ness?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if service is inadequate, the robot can't answer my questions. Or if they bring up the wrong thing, I can't say, this is what I need. I have to then pick up the phone and call down to the front desk and say that your useless robot didn't bring me what I wanted. I wanted X instead of Y. Whereas when a real person comes, you can talk to them like a human being and say, look, I don't know what they told you at the front desk. Actually, I was looking for a couple of extra toothbrushes because I forgot them, not floss or whatever.
I need to take a couple extra toothbrushes because I forgot mine. But this would be no different. You call down to get your order in the first place, or you probably just do it from the app, I'm guessing. So you wouldn't do that, would you?
I would pick up the phone in the room.
The robot could probably scan your bag on the way at the door to see.
I won't allow it. I don't want that robot anywhere near. Why do I need a robot? I don't need a robot. There are people there, and you can tip those people.
It delivers room service.
I don't. And if say the robot brings up my room service, like Huss said, what happens if he doesn't bring my Diet Coke? Then the thing goes out the window.
Okay. Well, then what happens if some guy doesn't bring you your Diet Coke?
I say, excuse me, was there a Diet Coke on the order? And he says, yes, there was. I'm sure I'll bring you one right away.
Okay, but
No,
you would
there-
actually get your Diet Coke faster from the other robot once you called them because it would already be there with your Diet Coke to bring up. This guy now has to go back, get your Diet Coke, come all the way back up after you've gone full Karen on him, be like, saying, I'm the customer here. You're not treating me well enough, because that's what you do.
That's not what I would do, but I don't care. I don't trust the robots. I can't ask the robots questions.
Why are you asking the guy bringing you your food questions? Like, here's your food.
Well, I might. What if I wanted extra salt and pepper packets because I don't know that they gave me enough?
Did you, or do you think he just, what is he, like fucking Hank Scorpio? He just has like extra cream and sugar in his pockets. He's gonna dump it in your hand.
Tip the
Yes, they roll
robot.
up those carts, and there's all kinds of stuff on those carts to accommodate people like me who want extras.
Tim, you don't have to tip the robot.
I don't want these robots running my life. I don't want the robot acting security. I don't want the robot bringing me my stuff to my room. I don't want robots.
Why do you
I don't
hate
like
robots?
They scare me. I'm terrified of robots. Terrified.
Why are you
Like you're terrified of cell phone chargers in the car?
I'm not terrified of those.
You were terrified that you were going to plug in your phone in the car and it would explode on you. That's what you were.
I was
to
concerned.
quote you, I'm terrified of that happening.
Well, because somebody told me it could happen, and then when I thought about it, I thought, oh my god, maybe it could.
Isn't
I'm
your
afraid-
Nespresso a robot?
No, it's not a robot. I don't tell it to do things.
Yeah, you do.
It doesn't move. It isn't like Rosie from the Jetsons. Like, it's not a robot. Anyway, I'm terrified of robots. I don't want nothing to do with robots. They don't need to be running my life. I have this theory that every new restaurant that opens in a city should have to have an all-you-can-eat buffet as part of the deal.
They don't want low lives like you just hanging
It
around.
doesn't matter what the restaurant is, what type of food they serve. They have to provide some shape or form of an all-you-can-eat buffet. I believe this will guarantee that you leave that restaurant as full as possible, which should be the goal as the diner, to leave completely full. You never, ever, ever have to worry about a customer saying that I left the place hungry. I didn't get enough food. Because
what is the difference between full and completely full? Because I'm not a non-glutton, unlike yourself. I don't like to eat until I almost have to throw up. Sometimes there's a nice medium, like, hey, this is good. This is a nice little small meal. Portions are too big anyway. You want an all-you-can-eat buffet?
Yes, I do. I want that to be available in every. The ones that don't have them yet, they're grandfathered in. But from that point forward, every restaurant, no matter what, has to have a type of all-you-can-eat buffet. Whether that be a salad buffet or whatever. Like, there's lots of flexibility what that is. But every restaurant of every stripe, new ones have to include an all-you-can-eat buffet. That will guarantee 100% satisfaction from the customers. It's a brilliant idea, and it should be in place.
It's a moronic idea. One of your worst ever.
Yeah,
No, it's
bad.
not a moronic.
This idea is so bad.
It's such a great idea.
Why? You have yet to explain why it's a good idea. Everything you've
just said
makes
that
it sound
ensures
horrible.
Every customer
It's
goes,
abhorrent. It's disgusting.
because
You want a buffet? Go to Mandarin.
I want a buffet everywhere I go. It guarantees the customer always leaves completely full. It guarantees that the customer always has a happy experience. There's only upsides and there are no downsides.
Yeah, well, the downside is I have to see people like you at restaurants I want to go eat at.
Too bad. Oh, your delicate personality doesn't allow for you to see people that are below Pat Mayo. Is that what it is?
Yes,
Some of us,
very
like,
clearly that is the case. You know this about me.
see,
Everyone knows that about me.
like-
There's a
I
reason that
see-
I'm shelling out hundreds and hundreds of dollars to go to a restaurant because I want to be around you scum.
Well, I like to stoop down and live amongst the people. You don't. I have great respect for the people.
No,
and
you
the
don't.
people love all-you-can-eat restaurants or buffets. Love them.
If people
Oh,
loved
wow.
all-you-can-eat buffets, they would be everywhere. You realize that, right?
No, because there are some elitist restaurateurs who don't want the all-you-can-eat buffet. to be
Okay,
in
so
their-
when we break down the whole concept, if we have like a chart, let's say, and there's a complete pie graph of all of the restaurants are out there. Your fancy pants elite restaurants take up what, like 15% of the market?
maybe 15 to 20, yeah.
Okay, let's call it 20 for the sake of this argument. So the other 80% on this graph could all be all-you-can-eat buffets because they're not trying to preach to some fancy, handsome man named Patrick. They're trying to, get some gluttons in there named Tim, trying to eat all their food. It's not viable. That's why they don't do it. They will lose money.
Well, but they can tailor the buffet to what they want. They want to just make it a salad buffet. That's fine. Like, it doesn't have to be everything on the menu all you can eat. That would be crazy. It's up to them.
You're insane.
No, I'm right about this. People would love this. This would be an adored idea. Everywhere. And you know now.
Go to Pizza Hut.
Oh, those were great.
They actually weren't, though, because the inherent problem with a buffet is that, like you always said, trying to beat the house, is that you inevitably always eat too much and then you don't feel good. There's a reason that chefs come up with proper portion sizes with things.
You don't have to participate in the buffet if you don't want to.
Then why is this any different than when Wendy's adds a new item to their menu and you lose your shit? Like, that's one thing. That's one thing on a menu. This is an entire buffet at a restaurant. People are getting up. People are going back. Kids will always be there. Like, sometimes you want to have an adult experience at a restaurant. I know you don't want that because you're a little child.
An adult thing. A buffet is an adult thing. And look, it ensures that when somebody invites you out to a restaurant, you know beyond a shadow of a doubt, there'll be food there that I like, and I know I'll be able to eat as much as I want, and I won't have to worry about coming home.
If you don't like the food that restaurant serves, that genre, it's highly unlikely you're going to like the fucking buffet, Tim.
See, I don't agree.
Like, if you go to an Indian restaurant, like someone drags you there, you don't like the food, you're not going to like their Indian buffet either,
but you know
buddy.
What, I know there'll be lots of naan bread there, and I can fill up on that.
Oh my!
So
like,
the bread
I know
basket.
That I'll be able to fill up on something.
So they need to have a buffet so you can just.
But you could. But again,
for the pita bread.
Yeah, if you just went to the restaurant without the buffet, you could get as much naan bread as you want.
But people get invited to restaurants all the time, of not of their own choosing. And
do they? Who does that? Who do you know that this has happened to?
Have I ever picked the restaurant of the place we go to?
No, because you're too scared to call a place and make a reservation.
I am afraid of making reservations. That is true. It does make me.
Why? You're like you're afraid of sleeping in the dark, like that kind of afraid.
I don't like doing it. But look,
he had to pay.
You're afraid of starting the barbecue.
He had to pay off a bet that he lost in a one and done, not with us, last year, to book a seat at a restaurant for the two winners, and Tim was the loser, so he had to pay for the meals. Then he refused to call and book a reservation, so he said they couldn't go.
But then someone booked for us.
So
I
paid
for them.
So you had to get someone to do it for you. One of the winners of the bet had to do it for you because you were scared to get on a phone call for 30 seconds to be like, "Hey, are there any tables at 7?" No? Oh, okay. How about 7:15? Okay, we'll see you then.
Whatever.
They also showed you how to do it online.
It's an awkward phone call. Just call up a place and say, "Can I have a reservation?" And anyway.
Why? What's awkward about it?
I don't know. It's always like a weird call. It's never a good call.
No, it's usually a hostess who's paid to sound friendly.
I know. It's just never a fun call. So I just don't like making those calls.
When we talk about not
hitting on you,
most of the places I go to on a routine basis are not reservation type places.
Like Sbarro?
Yes, like fast food places, which are the predominance of the restaurants that I go to, or fast serve places like delis or lunch counters, stuff like that. Like there was a place that used to be like a lunch shop across the street from where I used to work. You didn't take reservations there. I mean, it wasn't fast food, but it was like, you got like fast order lunches at the counter there. You'd order.
I just think you're awkward talking to like a female on the phone
or anyone.
No. I just prefer to have someone else make the reservations. I don't know how else to describe it. And anyway, you will see that the reaction from these comments will upset you because there is a whole contingent of people who think like me and will be very delighted at the idea of, you know what? If they open a new KFC in town, there better be an all-you-can-eat buffet there for me. People would be fired up. Oh, they're going to open a new IHOP? There better be an all-you-can-eat pancake station for me to eat as many.
Like a pancake breakfast buffet at a breakfast joint. Like, that's not really the point.
Any restaurant. No exceptions.
Here's the thing. If people do, listen, I don't care either way, whether people agree or not. But if people do agree with you on this one, you're sitting on a gold mine. This is what you should be doing with your entire life, just making all-you-can-eat buffets everywhere.
I think there is a shortage, at least where we live, a shortage of places that are all-you-can-eat. Growing up, I used to love the all-you-can-eat places.
Why do you think that all-you-can-eat places have gone the way of the dodo, Tim? Because people love them? I
have no idea.
Because people like them so much?
I don't know. I can't explain it. I'm not an expert in the restaurant game, so I don't know the ins and the outs. But what I do know is that if every single place you go to has an all-you-can-eat buffet, I can guarantee you never have to leave partially hungry. And I think that is a good thing.
Additionally, Jeff, the reason that Tim never picks the restaurants that we go to is because he doesn't know any restaurants, despite the fact that he's lived here far longer than I have now.
He knows a Japanese or Chinese restaurant.
No, Manchu Wok.
Yeah, which I no. There's another, the best Chinese food in the city. But I'm not allowed to. We're not allowed to go there. Apparently,
I know. I don't want to go there because it's shitty. I've been there enough. It's really bad. I used to live right next to it. It is horrible.
I have gotten food from there many more times than you have.
Yeah, but you have discernible bad taste. Everyone agrees on that.
And I mean, there are a few restaurants around town that I like, but I would actually not even want to mention because I would just be laughed at if people in your crew.
It isn't the best Italian Pizza Delight.
Well, it's not the best Italian, but they have this, and it's like, there you go. It has a make your own bread station. You can go up as many times as you want for bread that you can.
Free breadsticks.
Is that place even in business anymore? Pizza Delight?
I think some are still in business, some are not in business. Anyway, I do know restaurants, but I don't know a lot of the fancy going to restaurants. To me, going to a diner or a delicatessen is just as good.
Yeah, we can go to a diner if we're going for hungover breakfast in the morning. I don't want it when my wife and I and our friends are going out with you, and when you say my crew, your fucking friends are going out.
I know.
We don't want to go to a sleazy diner at 8:30 on a Friday night. Sorry, we want to go have a meal. Why would you do? Have you ever actually gone to a diner on a Friday night?
When I used to live on my own, yes.
Oh my God. We're trying to get you up here a little bit. We're going up for a
and
nice
I've been
night.
going to all these places.
I know, and that waitress hit on you and you didn't even realize it.
I had no idea that was going on. I'm very bad at picking up signals. Very, very bad.
And honestly, normally I wouldn't try to troll you on this, and I'm not trolling you, but it's not just me who said that. My wife said it. All of our friends said it.
No. I know you're not trolling me. I heard it from many people. I was that's how bad I am at reading signals, apparently. I lack talent.
She was really into Tim, Jeff.
I mean, I can't blame her.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, look, I just didn't pick up the signals, but I have enjoyed these fancy places I've gone with our friends. So they are enjoyable, but I'd be embarrassed to recommend the places I like to go to us because I'd be mocked.
That's because you would probably say McDonald's.
No. Although I like McDonald's, and I if you recommended us having a night at McDonald's, I wouldn't be upset with it. You'd be sure of that.
Tim, I'm not bringing my 3-year-old son out.
I think McDonald's are nice. I mean, we didn't have to do it every time, but I spent a lot of time in my life growing up in a McDonald's, so.
You might want to change that. You might want to try broaden your horizons. Then maybe you won't be afraid of robots.
Those robots need to go away. It's going to be like Skynet. They're going to control our lives. I don't want these robots having any more authority than they already do.
You know what's crazy? Paul has lived here for 6 months now, and he's recommended more places to me than you ever have.
Well, I don't want to recommend places to you because you'll shoot them down.
I don't even know what they
Little
are.
Caesars.
You're just going to recommend chain restaurants. Paul's finding places. Be hey, that place sounds good. Let's try that.
Because he doesn't. He goes to those places. When I am on my own and choosing where to pick up something for supper, I'm going
Papa
to
John's.
Yes, exactly. I go to what I know and what I like. I don't want to be adventurous and try something new when it's just me. I'm comfortable going with what I like and what I know.
Then if that's the case and you were trying to recommend a restaurant to all of us, why would you pick one of those places?
Because I usually don't pick anything. I usually stay silent.
We have asked you, and you just never say anything.
Well, because I just don't know any of the good places.
Maybe you.
I know the names of good places, but then anyway, I'm bad at that.
And you can't pick up the phone to call them to ask for a reservation.
I don't like making reservations. No, I don't. I feel very strongly about that.
All right, last thing, very quickly, Jeff, before we get onto the late slate of games. Tim revealed us today. Did you know that Tim ran a half marathon? By the way, Jeff.
No.
Yeah, this was years ago.
3 or 4 or 5 years ago now, yeah.
Yeah, and apparently they give you a try-hard medal at the end, a participation medal or something
like that. It's an accomplishment medal.
It's a participation medal. It might as well be a fucking ribbon. You didn't win anything.
I got the medal for running the half marathon.
I mean, after you told us your time, it doesn't sound like you were doing much running.
Well, I wasn't super fast, but I was under 3 hours, which was the important thing.
You told us earlier today that you were on pace to finish this in 2 hours and 15 minutes. And what was your time?
I was 250 something. I hit a wall in the last few kilometers.
So essentially, like you said, you basically told yourself it's over, and then like the Andercust hit you in a marathon.
No, you start getting those stitches in your sides, and the terrain changed. And I just hit a wall.
The terrain changed into something that was easier to run on.
Yeah, but it's just when you're used to X and then you get thrown Y, like it just throws you off. No excuses. I went too hard too early, exhausted myself, and I labored to the finish. I have learned my lesson.
Well, we congratulate you for finishing. I don't think you should get a medal for finishing because you could have walked the entire thing and finished if you wanted to, and you still would have got the medal. But here's the thing, Geoff. He wears his medal out.
No.
Just on the day of the marathon every year to sort of like participate in like honoring those who are currently running it. Like the same way that if you go to a university convocation, people are getting their degrees. Other people are wearing the regalia too who aren't getting awards that day. It's all to participate in the experience. These are like fellows who have also done what I've done. It's like a brotherhood and a sisterhood of people who have run the marathon. And so, yeah, on marathon days, like I'll go to the grocery store and have my medal.
This election is over. It's over. It's over. It's over.
What is wrong with wearing the medals are meant to be worn.
That is over. It's funny that you may have topped yourself with the craziest statement you've ever made.
How is it any different than like an Olympic gold medalist going to the Blue Jays game wearing his gold medal to throw at a pitch? Like, obviously, an Olympic gold medal is a million times more impressive. But, like, it's a medal that I earned for an accomplishment. And I'm wearing it out on race day to sort of, like, participate in the experience with everybody. I've earned that right. I've earned that medal. It's meant to be worn. It's meant to be worn proudly. I was told congratulations when that medal was put on my neck. And I feel like...
they probably thought that you won something.
I did win something.
You didn't win anything. You showed up and you finished and you got a medal for it. You're essentially stealing marathon valor.
I'm not because I ran the marathon.
Yeah, but you didn't win it. You came like dead last.
I did not come dead last.
Really?
And even if I did come dead last, it's my medal.
You walk into that grocery store wearing that medal, they think you're Warren from Something About Mary, okay?
I have earned the right to wear that medal on race day. Again, it's all about me sort of like showing solidarity with those who are in the race that day, that they're all a part of the group who have been through that experience. And if I do it again and get a second medal, I will wear both medals out. I don't see it any differently than like when Masters Sunday is on.
Oh, fuck off, dude.
I don't see it any differently. I don't.
They won something.
I'm injured. I hurt myself.
Stop it. Stop it. It's not main character. So you're given this really nice medal and you're just supposed to never wear it. Is that how it is? Like, remember when Patrick Reed won the Masters and wore his green jacket everywhere for like an entire year?
He won the Masters. He didn't lose by an hour to our out-of-shape friend.
Are you comparing this to like Sergio putting on the green jacket to dance with his wife at his wedding?
I'm not making any comparison. I'm just saying it's my medal, and on race day every year for as long as I can, I intend to wear my medal with pride because I earned it. And I think other people do very similar things.
Have you ever seen anyone else do that?
I haven't been on the look for it. I haven't been on the look for it. But how is it any different than wearing my team's jersey on game day? Or like, I just don't see the difference. It's all part of the same cloth.
I'm injured. Like my sides.
Whew.
Sorry. I mean, it's an accomplishment. You don't want me to celebrate my accomplishment, but I'm proud of my accomplishment. And it's only once a year. It's not like I wear it every day like a crazy person. But on race day,
that would be crazy.
on race day, I feel it's appropriate to don my medal and wear it about.
You're just out there hunting for credit. When people see you with the medal on race day, they assume you've just run a marathon. You realize that.
This is just some local thing sponsored by like a bank, right?
Yeah,
like
it is.
in town.
Yeah, the Scotia Bank Marathon.
Yeah, but it's also a qualifier for the Boston Marathon.
Yeah, well, you know what? You didn't qualify their half marathon in 3 hours.
I most certainly did not, but it's called the Blue Nose Marathon.
He also told us that this year when he runs it, he's going to run it in 2 hours and 15 minutes. He's going to shave 45 minutes off his time.
No, 2:30 is my goal.
Man,
2:30.
25 minutes off your time is still a pretty lofty goal.
I agree, but I was with the 2:15 marker for most of the race to the last couple of kilometers. So if I pace myself a little bit more.
Well, if you pace yourself a little bit more, you wouldn't have been at that pace.
And they changed the route a little bit so that you do the park earlier.
Everybody gets a medal.
Only the people who actually compete in the race, Jeff. I earned my medal. I'm proud of my accomplishment. And yeah, on race day, if I haven't gone down to like watch the racers run.
You're so soft.
I would totally wear my medal to watch the racers run if it was nearby my house. I wear the medal.
This isn't like a winning medal. This is the participation medal.
Yeah. It's not a participation medal. It's an accomplishment medal.
Jesus Christ.
I'm very proud that I ran a half marathon. I don't think I should be ashamed about it.
No one is saying that you should be ashamed. People, we are both saying it's a great accomplishment that you finished this half marathon. You wearing the medal around on race day during the marathon when it happens every other year that you're not competing in is fucking nuts.
I don't see it that way. I think it's mine to wear every race day. I've earned
He
that.
doesn't see it.
No.
I'm in the fraternity of racers, and I get to wear it every race day for the rest of my life.
And this is like some Letterman jacket or something.
Sort of.
Oh my God. If Tim was a high school athlete and got a Letterman jacket, he would still be wearing that right now.
This is like Jeff's ridiculous claim that if I had kids, I wouldn't let Santa Claus give them anything because I'd be too busy wanting to take all the credit for myself.
Speaking of that, here's also what Tim told us about the marathon. Do you know what his favorite part was about the marathon, Jeff?
The candy or apple juice?
No, when they would like give you the water, the volunteers, like they see your name and they would say things like, "Keep on going, Tim, you're doing great."
The clapping and the cheering and the applauding and the credit you get when you run a half marathon, if you're the type of person for whom you can draw strength for that, maybe you people don't draw strength from that, but I do. And I was incredibly psyched for it. And I got a medal. And it's a nice medal. And I'm entitled to wear it on race day as like a piece of regalia because I'm part of the group. It's like the people, like I said, who wear academic regalia to a convocation that they're not getting their degree at. People do this. I have a right to it. It's my medal. It's supposed to be worn about the neck proudly. I'm doing the marathon a service by further promoting it. I don't see what the problem is.
There's got to be like some members only like club in town, like drinking casual social club that like has some jacket or something. Like, how are you not a member of something like that?
I guess I'm just a member of a club which I am a member of a club, the Blue Nose Marathon Racers Club, of people who committed to an impressive accomplishment and achieved that accomplishment. I'm proud of what I did. And so I wear my medal proudly once a year on race day. I've been doing it since I got it. And it's not nowhere ostentatious. It's
no one else does that. No one else does it.
I don't know if anybody else does that. I have no idea. I'm not on the look for it.
Like when you're around town on race day, wearing your medal in the grocery store, going to the Tim Hortons, you don't see any other Warrens wearing their medals out.
I don't know. I don't know whether they are, Jeff. Do you have medals that you earned that you just never wear?
Yeah,
all of them.
I do. They're probably in a box at my parents with my trophies from, hockey and camp and baseball when I was 8 to like 16.
Okay, well, I'm proud of my medals and I wear it and I don't care. I think I should. I think anybody should.
Vote Jeff, right?
Vote Jeff. Must be nice in your ivory tower of quote unquote sanity to look down at the people and judge them not worthy of voting.
I look down from my tower of self-awareness.
Oh, yes. Okay, sure. Yeah. Vote Geoff, everybody. Now, what I was going to say was something that's been frustrating me recently, and I don't understand how it works, is I can't stand updates on my phone and computer, and I wish I could get a computer and phone where I didn't have to ever have to deal with updates. Why am I constantly having to update my computer or phone, and it takes space on the device, and you need to update this and update that, and it's always requesting it. It's a hassle. It's anxiety inducing. I don't know if things are just going to disappear off my phone or disappear from my computer after the update's done. It always scares me to no end. I hate updates to all the apps. I hate updates to, can't we just make products in 2022 that don't require a million updates? Like update one thing a year max and just let me go about my life without updates. I don't understand it. I don't understand why I can't just buy a phone that never needs updates.
When was the last time that you update? Yeah, when was the last time you updated your computer or your phone and it erased something on your phone?
I'm always afraid that the new software functioning system, whatever, is going to like hide stuff where I don't know where it is. Like it's a real concern. Has that ever happened?
I look forward to the updates because I think it means they're bettering the fix. Like when I see PGA Tour app has an update, like, oh, maybe they're fixing.
I just don't update them. I won't update things for months and months and months and months at a time.
Well, you're running suboptimally.
I'm afraid.
Of what?
I'm simply afraid. I don't want it to like crash. I don't want it. What happens if I maximize and use up all my space? How do I get the old space back?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Like, I don't know if like I'm running this operating system and then I have to like update to the new system. And that takes up space too. How do I get the old space back from the new space?
Are you saying you want it to update, but you just don't want to be notified or ask for your permission, or you simply don't want it updated?
Don't make it good enough that you don't need to be updating it. How about that?
But see, this isn't like a product. That's the beauty of the technology, is that the engineers can always be working on making it better and solving problems.
Better. Just make it better to start with. How about that? Beta test it so that it's good to go when you release it to me, so that I never have to be sullied with having to deal with clicking yes for updates and then wondering, oh my God, is tonight the night my computer's going to shut down? I have to do all those updates and I might not remember how to get back in. Or
I don't know. I hate your example. Just as example as somebody like I play PlayStation 5 and you get a game and they're always updating it. They're making glitches. They're fixing it.
Fix it the first time. Fix it the first time.
I like that you're running all these apps on your phone that are like a year out of date and probably wondering why they're really slow or crash all the time.
Well, I just don't want to update them because I'm afraid to like delete or like if I've got stuff saved as favorites.
I don't understand why that would affect you since it's never happened to you before.
It can happen.
Can it?
No, it can happen.
Can it happen?
I get the feeling that Tim only updates when it's a forced update. It's like this app or this program will not work anymore unless you update it, sir.
100%.
You're insane.
I click to ask me tomorrow, ask me tomorrow, ask me tomorrow, ask me tomorrow.
As long as
I won't do it. I just like, you know what? I am comfortable with what I've got. I understand what I've got. And I am absolutely petrified that whatever change they make, I won't understand and I won't know how to navigate, or things will be lost or destroyed, or they'll like fizzle away in the internets or something. I don't know.
They'll fizzle away in the internet.
What are you worried about? The McDonald's app is going to corrupt your phone, like Domino's is going to break
app.
you.
I have all these points now saved on my McDonald's app. I am absolutely beside myself afraid that if that thing needs to update and I can't remember my password like the Twitter that time, that I'll just lose all my points. It'll be gone. Why? Because they needed to update something? No, make it good the first time so that you don't hassle me, the consumer, with having to deal with all these updates. I don't understand.
You're probably going to need an update to play Virtual Monopoly.
In 2022, I don't understand why we need to have all these updates. Just make it right the first time, for heaven's sake.
I feel like you don't really understand how technology works.
Yeah,
I do understand how it works.
Do you?
These people don't think it's a burden on us, the consumer, to have to be constantly dealing with the stress of updating everything all the time. They just update it for us automatically by just having it done right the first time. And if there is a fix,
sometimes the updates, there's like a security layer. There's like a new there's new technology that wasn't even available when the app was created. Now it's available. The engineers can use it, or it's attainable to them. Yes, I'm using the gaming aspect of it, but there's security aspects of it, like say with your banking or any sort of PayPal. And
yeah,
I know you don't use anything. You're afraid you only receive packages. You wouldn't know how to send one on the Amazon.
Well, I don't use any apps for my banking or anything. I log into the website of the bank to do all that. I don't use the apps. I don't use
what is the difference between the two? You're okay with using online banking, but you won't use the app on your phone?
I won't use the app. I won't use apps for money at all. I will go on the website on my computer, which I feel is more secure.
Why do you feel like that's more secure? Theoretically,
I just do.
As long as you're not part of an unsecured network when you're trying to go into it, you're on your Wi-Fi or your data, then your app is probably more secure because it's encrypted on your iPhone.
I don't trust the apps. Okay, I don't trust them.
What do you have against trusting the apps versus trusting a website? Because as you just said, you get technology. Please explain that to me.
I just don't think the apps are you just said it, Jeff. They need to be updated like 7 times a day for security features.
When was the last time you saw an app updated?
Websites are being updated too, though. You're just not.
Yeah,
they're not hassling me. They're not hassling me. There's no stress about that.
What stress? It's a button that, like, I'm doing it right now. Go to my app store, boom, update all. Actually, I just did.
I never do that. I never ever do that.
He actually prolongs the stress because by not updating it, he's constantly asked, therefore getting constantly triggered. If he just got triggered on the initial, but still accepted hitting yes, it wouldn't show up constantly.
What if it takes up too much space on my computer?
It shows up constantly.
It deletes the previous version. Tim. It deletes the previous. Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Tim.
I tried a few weeks ago, and my computer said, "Oh, you can't because you don't have any space to do the update for your software."
Yeah, but once you put the update in, it deletes the one that was previously there. So you had to.
Well, it wouldn't let me go forward with it.
What do you have? What do you have on your computer that's taking up so much space?
Probably never deleted anything.
Yeah, have you ever deleted anything?
I tried to delete like some old Word documents and stuff.
That's not taking up a bunch of space, pal.
The smallest files.
I don't know what I guess I back up my phone on my computer.
Why don't you just get the cloud?
I don't trust the cloud. I don't understand the cloud. I don't know what the cloud. I don't know the cloud. I don't know it. I'm one of these people who, when you go into the store to get a new phone, which I'm due for, by the way, but I'm terrified to do, I get them to do all the stuff backing up for me right there on the site.
I watched them do this for an old lady.
I have to get them to do it for me because I'm just afraid. And also, my phone is due for an upgrade. But it's been due for a few months. I just can't. The idea of going through what I went through last time when all my worst fears
which
came
was
true.
Your fault.
Your own fault.
Your own fault.
I just can't do it. I absolutely, it causes me to be
self-inflicted trauma. Yeah. Self-inflicted trauma.
Yeah, you had user error, not machine error.
Well, but whatever, whoever caused the error, there was error. And I get sick to my stomach thinking, oh my God, what if it all goes wrong again?
Well, you just know what not, you actually have the experience to know what not to do now.
Like, just back up my phone for me so that all my text messages are still on my phone, and like,
oh my God, are all your like lifetime texts saved on your computer?
What do you mean?
Like, if you back up everything onto your computer, are you downloading like all your text, like the millions of texts that you've sent onto your hard drive?
I don't know. I'm just backing up everything.
It's probably where all your space is going.
Why would I not want to keep my text messages?
Why would you want to keep your text messages?
Well, how would I know what I sent people in the past? Like,
you don't even know how to look up text that you've sent. What's the difference?
I just scroll back.
So you need the text from 5 years ago then?
I suppose I don't need 5 years ago text, but I wouldn't even know how to begin to delete those.
Again, this sounds more like a user error than a machine error. Just update your fucking apps. It'll make everything run way smoother.
These are things they should have taught us in school. I should have learned these things.
Tim, when we were in school, like, you remember my first like smartphone, that weird Samsung?
Oh yes, that terrible. Okay, so that's a fair point. I guess they couldn't have taught us this in school. I retract that statement now that I've given it more than 3 seconds thought. I don't know. Why didn't they
teach your ancestors how to drive, Tim?
I am in some technological anxiety every day when I have to click that no tomorrow button, hoping that tomorrow won't be the day it forces me to do it.
But if you just do it, like I understand.
I don't want to do it.
Okay, but hold on. Now that we've established that it bothers you,
It does.
which is in and of itself insane, and you're right. But the cost benefit analysis would then say just get it over with instead of being bothered every day, because it's going to ask you, because it's a machine. It's like it wants to breathe better. So it's like, please let us breathe better. Let us fix self-medicate.
Just kind of hope it goes away.
Yeah, it won't.
So this is what I've been going through. They should make software such that it doesn't need constant updates.
You don't understand what software means, like how it works.
No,
Well,
I was told by Tim 15 minutes ago that he understands technology pretty well.
Would you rather them just say this app is now optimal? This app is now deficient, defunct, expired. Now just go download the new one.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I'd rather delete the app that I've got and re-download.
From the same company.
Yeah, I'd rather do that than have to deal with updates. 100 times out of 100. That would be far more convenient for me.
How is that more convenient?
Because
then I'm not updating the app. Don't you see? But I'm downloading a new one.
So just in a microcosm, like how triggered you get? Because for us golf nerds, the major championships have their own apps. They run into so many troubleshooting. Like we have to update those like 5 times in the weekend to get them to work properly.
Exactly. Make an app that works. You guys, we're all on the same side here, basically. Make an app that doesn't require a bunch of updates.
Most apps do not require multiple updates a day because they're non-functional like all of the golf major apps outside of the Masters one. Your normal run-of-the-mill app that you use on your phone, what do you have, like 3 apps on your phone or something? They probably ask you to update like once every month or something like that?
No,
because here's the thing too. It's not that to make one app and then that's it forever. Like there are new features on the app. It can do more. It runs faster. It takes up less bandwidth on your phone, thus helping your battery life last longer. Like these are all things that go into the updates. They make them more efficient as time goes along. And really, honestly, like you're talking about a complete system update, right? Of your phone, like it has a new operating system on your phone or your computer.
Yes.
You're not talking about going to the app store and just hitting update all at like every morning.
I don't like doing that either.
Why not? Like it just takes like 2 seconds.
Yeah, but I'm afraid like my favorites will be unsaved or something.
Well, you shouldn't feel that way because it's fucking moronic.
What's your favorite? Dolphins Reddit? Like you're going to have to go retrack how to find the webpage?
Dolphins Reddit is not a website. It's a subreddit on Reddit, which is an app. I'm not a moron, Jeff. But like I have all these fast food apps now because you get all the points. And I'm always terrified when I see that little cloud that says it needs to update, that I'm going to do that and then not be able to log into my app and all those points of like.
Why wouldn't you be able to log into your app?
Because I don't remember the passwords.
Well, maybe write down your password. Put it this way.
No, you told me never write down your password so you don't get stolen.
Yes. Okay.
There's an app.
You are correct. Don't be writing down like your banking passwords. I think if it's a bit different, you can write down your fucking McDonald's app password. I think that's going to be okay. If you're really that concerned about losing it. And here's the thing.
His points. Points.
Yeah, the points are fine. You can probably get those to the website too, not just the app, can't you?
I don't know. I only know how to use the app because they scan the thing now. Although at McDonald's, they don't. You give a 4-letter number code now when you go.
I was going to say, do you have you given any of these apps your payment info?
Absolutely not.
They all have mine.
I wouldn't give anybody that. I'm not dealing with that. No sirree. No.
So you don't even use the McDonald's app, like
you collect points so that you can get free stuff.
Yeah, but you just stand there and wait. You could order it way in advance while you're waiting in line.
I don't want to do that.
Why not?
I want it fresh. I know it's been made fresh because I just
it's still fresh. It doesn't send the order through until you're within range of their Wi-Fi.
I don't want them knowing where I am. See, so you want them tracking my Wi-Fi data. I don't want them.
It's their Wi-Fi.
I don't want to hook onto their Wi-Fi. I've heard that if you hook onto like coffee shops or restaurants' Wi-Fi, you can get your identity stolen. So I don't do that. So no, I don't want them to have my Wi-Fi data or their Wi-Fi data. I'm not interested in that. I don't want to play that game. I'll just go through the drive-through or into the store, thank you, and order. That'll be far more efficient and safe for everyone.
Can you explain to me how that's far more efficient? Please, you're on the clock.
I'm there. I show up when I'm actually there ready to get my food. I order it. I know I'm getting it hot and fresh that minute. I get the food and I leave. Not, I'm going to put it in now, and then my order will sit around in some invisible list, and then the internets will just know that my presence is getting closer through some magic of the cloud or whatever, that I'm like within their perimeter, and then they'll start to order. That's just a bunch of nonsense. I'm not interested in that.
Do you think that the internet is magic?
It is kind of magic.
But do you think it operates on the principles of magic, like we're in Game of Thrones?
No, I don't believe that, but it's as if it were magic, because I don't know how it works.
Yeah, very clearly you do not. I think we've established that over the past 20 minutes.
I think most of us don't know how it works.
Tim, last show you confessed that you would forbid, you don't even know how, you forbid to get on the phone and make a reservation.
I find it to be a very uncomfortable.
So I just have a random question. Do you make your servants book your tea times?
I can book my tea times through most of the places these days. You can book your tea times electronically.
Most
payment info.
Most restaurants can do that too.
Yeah, you're right. Honestly, I don't book a lot of tea times to begin with. Usually, it's other.
Yeah, it's the rest of us who put in our credit card info to book the tea time.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable doing that. But I mean, that's just how I feel. I don't need to deal.
Tim is still like Pat. Like we all had, obviously I guess I, twisted my parents' arms hard enough when I was younger. Like, no, I need your credit card to buy these concert tickets or something. But Tim is still like that friend's mom from like 98 who is thinks, trying to buy Our Lady peace tickets, her credit card is going to get scammed forever.
Yes, this is exactly who he is. He might not even have reached that level yet. Like he's like in 1991 where like the internet sounds like goblins to me. They'll steal my identity.
There is something.
No one wants to steal your fucking identity, pal. Imagine how cursed someone would be. You're basically like that gypsy in Drag Me to Hell. Think about if someone stole your identity.
I reject the premise of that statement. Anyway, these are the things that have been on my mind this week.
Well,
vote for Tim.
Vote for Geoff. Okay, so this week, something that's been going through my mind, and I don't quite understand, is why is it that hors d'oeuvre food is never regular food that we can have at meals? Because hors d'oeuvres are delicious. Like, why can't you just have 15 mini quiche for supper, or just a bunch of bacon wrapped scallops or water chestnuts? Like, why don't we normalize
water chestnuts? Are horrible, by the way.
They are delicious.
They're not delicious.
They are delicious. Again, if you have a palate of someone older than a 5-year-old, you'll enjoy water chestnuts.
But you have shown that you have the palate of the 5-year-old is the thing.
No, I love water chestnuts. My point is, hors d'oeuvre food is by and large delicious. Why don't we normalize eating hors d'oeuvres, or why doesn't someone open a restaurant that serves just hors d'oeuvres as meals? What a great idea that would be.
Okay, you are completely against like when we go and get shareable food at places. This would be a shareable restaurant. You realize that?
No. Everyone gets their own order a la carte. If you order the mini quiches, you get like 7 of them. And then like you get a side to go with. Like, why can't we have...
These are all sides. That's the thing. These are all side dishes.
No, they're not all side dishes.
They are. They're really mini. You can choose to have as few or as much as you want of them. They would probably be best in a style of, I'll have 3 of those. I'll have 2 of those. That's why they're hors d'oeuvres, because you can pick and choose from the ones that you want.
No, I could eat like an entire container of mini quiches.
Tim, we've seen you. You can eat an entire container of anything.
But it's not just me. Like, I think you should normalize this. Like people eating hors d'oeuvres as meals.
Okay, so let me just step in right away and just tell you, like, nothing is stopping you from doing this.
No,
like
I
this.
know. I could.
Hold on. There are many times where I've gone to a restaurant and literally for my main course just ordered 2 appetizers. Like, they're things that I like that are
What an imposition against you. That's not right. You shouldn't have to do that. Like to say that.
Why?
this food isn't good enough for your
No
main-
one gave
imposition.
Yeah,
The waiter didn't look at me like I was an alien. Like
Oh,
it
I
wasn't
bet
an
they thought, oh, look at
uncommon.
this guy.
it
Why?
wasn't
Why?
an uncommon thing.
Why do you think, Tim, that everyone is judging you wherever you go,
They're always doing that kind of stuff.
and you're not
It's-
insane? The
No,
world,
I'm not.
But the world revolves around you. Everyone just has to have a comment about Tim on everything he does in public. A bunch of people don't know. I've done the same thing as Geoff has. When we've gone out to
Yeah, I've done
dinner,
it too.
Tim, I go out and I'll be like, yeah, like even to mention bacon wrapped
So
scallops.
what do you-
I think the last time I went, I got those and like whatever the like 2 taco appetizer was. And that was my entire
I remember.
meal.
I did.
And
I got
wasn't
coconut
like,
shrimp.
oh
and
my God.
sliders.
and it wasn't
And
like,
I've
oh
done
my
that
God,
too, but
the
it's-
waiter is
it's an
back there being like,
inconvenient-
oh, look at this guy. He got 2 appetizers. What the fuck you talking about?
Guys, this guy, they don't want their appetizers brought till the main course. Tim, would you like if some fine print on the menu said, feel comfortable to order these as your main course?
You know what? Absolutely, I would. Yes, I would. In fact, I think menus shouldn't even have the appetizer section separate from the main section. Just have it all on one big thing. Don't make me feel like I'm some strange person because I want to order some bacon wrapped scallops and some like nachos, and that's my meal.
Well,
Soup and salad.
But most of the time it's underneath the app category because it's a smaller dish, and that's how you know the sizing of everything.
No, but whatever. You can just mention the sizing in the description or in the price or whatever you want. Look, it's just I find it to be exclusionary to me when I feel like it would be a better dining experience if we didn't have these categories on the menu that don't need to be there.
No one
It's all
else.
food.
No one else
This is
feels
like
this,
you
this
being-
pressure.
Like I'm sensitive about it.
Yeah, we
This is like you
definitely
being
know
triggered-
that, you fucking snowflake. But you're also
This
the
is like
same
you
sort
being
of person.
triggered.
But no, this is also the same thing that Tim is all into, like 3-course meals, and you have to use this fork, and it has to come out at this time. But also, I get sad when I order apps.
Well, this is not quite a multi-course meal where the menu is already fixed and you're served courses one after the other in a particular fashion. That's much different.
No, it's not,
And
because
going
the one that
for-
the one that they bring out first, that's the only one I want, Tim, of the 3-course meal. And people are just chatting all around the table if it comes out second for me and first for other people. Like, what are you talking
I
about?
think-
There's
You know
one.
exactly what I'm talking
You're
about.
a fucking mental case.
No, I'm not. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. It makes people feel like less, like there's some sort of like something less by saying, oh no, I'm not going to have a main. I'm just going to have 2 appetizers.
Hold on a second. You go to your shanties like TGA Fridays, Applebee's, Chili's, and you're afraid of like you're intimidated by the waiter, or you make up some conversation the waiter is going to have with the chef in quotation marks chef.
Oh, they
about
probably
your
are.
order.
Oh, you should get a load of this guy. He's ordering a couple apps. No meal for him, huh? I didn't totally-
Imagine being such a main character that you think that other people actually give a shit about you.
Oh, they do. I'm sure they do in these instances. And like appetizer food is delicious. Normalize it as a regular meal.
Okay, I'll give you that. And there's one thing that I thought of that, okay, if I could pull this off, like, yeah, I would prefer it this way. Like at a wedding, I'd probably rather for my main course just drop a tray of piggies in a blanket in front of me than your dry chicken main course.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
it is what it is.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like
This
pigs in a
is
blanket?
such a
No.
millennial way of thinking, by the way, Tim.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Like I think that hors d'oeuvres are fantastic and appetizers are fantastic.
Every restaurant should serve me appetizers, but also have an all-you-can-eat buffet for when I'm not full from the appetizers.
Yes, absolutely. I feel that way. Imagine all you could eat appetizer bar.
Oh my God.
Well, that's like a children's buffet.
Yeah.
You get like fingers and
No, but would have like good, like there'd be caviar, toast points there.
Oh yeah,
And,
that would sell out all the time. Yeah, restaurants would sure make a lot of money doing that, Tim.
Suppose they probably would have some trouble with that. But look, I'm just saying, I'm bothered by it. Makes me feel upset sometimes when like I want to order a couple appetizers for supper, and they're like, you order your appetizers, and the waiter says, okay, and what are you having for your main? As if, oh, what you've ordered isn't good enough. For a main
That is not the implication. What, you are deranged if you think that.
Tim.
You think that the waiter
When
is
you go to-
bullying you.
When you go to hot counters, Like, say you go to the grocery store and, you know, they serve hot food and you can do that for lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Or any sort of place where someone is, you know, using a tong and putting it in a tray for you. Do you specify like which ones you want, or are you afraid to talk to the person?
No, I say, can I have that chicken tender and that chicken tender and that chicken tender, please?
And are you worried that that person's then going to go into the back and like make fun of you for demanding specific tenders?
I don't think that's any different than somebody at a restaurant picking out which lobster that they want from the tank.
Jesus
I think
Christ.
that's the same thing. I mean, obviously, there's obviously a gap in terms of the classiness, but nevertheless, it's the same basic principle.
I have a friend that we've been making fun of recently because he was at one of these hot counters and he literally saw them bring out like a hot tray of fingers. And the lady was serving him from the not hot tray.
Oh, yeah, I would say something.
And he claimed he was like too intimidated by the lady to say something.
Oh,
and we're like,
God.
What's the matter with you? You're afraid of talking to the lunch lady?
No, I would say, can I have the fresh ones, please? Thank you. And can I have the one that doesn't have as much crisp stuff on the side and maybe looks a little meatier? Thanks.
Well, now you've gone too far with that second part. Just the hot ones. Give me some of the hot ones. Give me the fresh.
Well, not
ones.
just that, but there are certain shapes of them I prefer over others, right?
But you're not 5 years old. I want the one that looks like a dinosaur.
No, I'm not doing that. It's not based on aesthetics. Just I prefer the ones that have more white meat and less skin. They're healthier for you.
Oh yeah, if there's one thing that we know, getting deep fried chicken tenders from a grocery store, the epitome of health, Tim.
I didn't say healthy.
I love the
healthier. Hold on. What is healthier? You
get more white meat.
You get more white meat, and therefore your deep fried chicken tenders are now healthier.
I didn't. Then the ones that have more skin and more crisp, rather. Yeah,
I like the language that you use to make yourself feel like you're eating well. Hi, I'm having this thing that is disastrous for me, but you know what? I could have had stuff that's way worse.
Well, but look, you know, these little things matter.
No,
right?
Honestly, if you're nitpicking the difference between that and that actually doesn't matter.
Oh, but I do like to nitpick things like that.
I know, but it doesn't matter, which is why you shouldn't be doing it. Either eat healthy or don't eat healthy. If you're gonna eat healthy, then don't have the deep fried stuff. If you're gonna have the deep fried stuff, who the fuck cares what you have after that? Like, just go all in.
Well, I don't want to go.
Turning down the pieces of fried chicken that have like the extra hanging fried ball on them.
That's delicious.
That's
no, I don't want that. Let that for other people. I want the one that has more actual chicken. I mean, here to eat the chicken, not the.
Then why don't you just go buy some chicken and make it yourself?
Well, because I like the coating too. It's not like I'm against the coating. Don't get me wrong, but the chicken is the star of the show here. Am I wrong?
It's very sad stuff.
No, it's not sad.
It's very sad.
Normalize. Get rid of the appetizer section off menus. Just mix it in with everything else. People will find what they want.
But some people, I've like nicer restaurants probably just like call them small plates.
Yeah,
I feel.
Oh, so then what I'm choosing is a small plate. It's not a big enough plate for me. Is that what it is? I would find that hurtful.
Well, it's also
why would you find that hurtful? It's priced differently, and they're telling you the fucking size of it. You goober.
Like, if you want to divide it based on the actual thing that it is, like here are our chicken dishes, here are our salad dishes, here are our beef dishes, fish dishes. That's perfectly fine. I have no issue with that. But I don't separate the items based on what you think they should be for.
But they're served a certain way. That's how they're served. So if one comes on a small plate, I wouldn't want to order something thinking it was a main course meal, and it shows up. It's like, oh, this is really small. I wish I would have known that. That's very helpful information. It wasn't me sitting there being like, I am very hurt that they put appetizers on here, and now I am sad. But so I'm going to have to order 5 of these.
I didn't say any of that. You can also tell from the price of the item whether it's going to be smaller or larger.
Not necessarily. Hey,
listen, it could just be fancy.
Not necessarily.
Market price.
Or it will describe the item. It might say, oh, here are 3 meatballs or whatever. Okay, well, then you know that you're only going to get 3 of them or whatever the case may be. In fact, almost all the time is the amount or quantity of stuff mentioned on the menu in the description. So I don't think that confusion would happen as often. I think it's just a matter of encouraging people to order what they want without having to feel bad about.
But you don't need to encourage anyone to do this. People do this already.
Have you ever?
You're just a lunatic.
Have you ever had one food take that is universally agreed upon?
I once tweeted out that I prefer cookies when they're warm and soft rather than when they're hard, and that got like
that is a good take. That is the absolute correct take.
So yes, I guess I am capable of good takes, Geoff. Well, I mean, I think all my takes are good, or I wouldn't have them. But I have takes that other people seem to like as well.
You're just on this restaurant brigade of there should be buffets because I'm not full enough, and now there should be no appetizer distinction because that is insulting in some respect.
I didn't get a supersized fry at McDonald's. I just got a large fry because it's healthier, Geoff.
But it is healthier.
It's not healthy.
I didn't say it is healthy.
You said it's healthier, implying that it's healthy, and it's fucking not.
No, it doesn't imply it's healthy.
Yes, it is. Yes, when you say that something is healthier, you are implying that it's healthy. That is exactly what you're doing, and you're trying to convince yourself that you're not eating like a fucking pig.
I mean, like a medium is healthier than a large.
Yes, thank you.
It's not healthier. It's bad for you.
Yes, but
well, you're taking in less bad, I guess.
Yes, which makes it healthier by definition of what the word actually means. It doesn't make it healthy. It makes it healthier than the other.
How can something be healthier if it's not healthy for you? Please explain that to me.
Something is like the Oreo that's 30. The Oreo that's 30% less fat. It's not healthy.
How about instead of using the word healthier to make it seem like you're making a good dietary decision, just say it's not as bad for me, because then at least you're acknowledging that it's still bad for you.
Well, but healthier's got more concision, and I think
healthier makes you seem, because you're a fucking snowflake, like you're eating healthy. Like you have made a good, strong dietary choice by doing this.
Yeah, well, that's like the guy who, has his supersized combo meal, and then instead of regular Coke, gets Diet Coke. And it's like, I'm making a healthy
I'm making the healthy choice. It's no different. It's no different being like, you know what? I am quitting booze this week. I'm just going to do a bunch of Coke on the weekend. Fewer calories.
Well,
healthier.
No, it's not
healthier choice, Tim. Healthier.
No,
choice.
that analogy doesn't really hang, but the McDonald's one does.
Why doesn't it hang?
You're
taking something that's really detrimental to something that you're just not using as much of.
Those are both substances that a person is abusing and addicted to them. We're talking about calorie consumption.
Yeah, but we know you're addicted to McDonald's. So what's the difference? More people die of heart disease from eating like shit than those two other things.
I'm not addicted to McDonald's, but last week you squealed at the thought of potentially losing your McDonald's points.
I've earned them.
But all your points combined are worth what? Like one small McFlurry?
I don't know. Let me look up how many points I got right now on the app. I bet you it's more than you think.
Okay, and if you wanted to spend all of them, would you even get a combo for free? No.
I'm about to tell you if I were to cash in my reward, what the app says that I could cash my reward in for.
By the way, the definition of healthy is in good health, by the way. Just
healthy, not healthier. Healthier is the word I'm using.
I still don't think that applies, because it would still imply that something has to be healthy.
So right now, Geoff, I could get an Egg McMuffin value meal, and I still have points to spare. Big Mac meal, still have points to spare.
You've cleared 10,000 points, you animal.
I'm just under 14,000 points right now. Just under 14,000.
I go to McDonald's a lot. I've never used a point. I don't know.
You see, I go for coffee a lot, right? So.
Oh yeah, you pile up 15,000 points with dollar coffees. Sure you do.
Well, you go just about every day.
How many points do you get for a coffee?
I don't know.
How many points do you think you get for a coffee?
I suspect you probably get like...
Under your points, you can view history. It'll tell you exactly how many points you got.
Oh, okay. Hold on. We'll see. But this tells you by points, not by amount. Wow, that's a lot of points.
So that means you're ordering other items then, not just your coffee.
Well, some days. Oh, here's my Christmas Eve or Christmas Day one where I had to drive all around to find stuff. Will these points expire too?
I don't know, Tim. How much on the coffee?
I don't know. I can't.
So he's never ordered a standalone coffee.
Yeah, I can't tell.
So you're not just getting coffee.
All this talk about just going to get coffee, that never fucking happened, did it?
Yeah, it happens. It happens. I just don't know why it's not coming up on my app.
Oh yeah, it's technology's fault. I'm so sorry.
It's got to be the app's fault. That's what I assume must have gone on here.
Maybe you should update it. Maybe it will work properly.
Anyway, yeah, I'm just under 14,000 points. I don't know what happens when you get to 14,000. That's where the bar ends. So like, I don't know if you get like something special or what.
You probably get like VIP status.
That would be nice. I've earned that. But I'm not addicted. Like if McDonald's went away tomorrow, I'd be fine.
Don't feel like you would. You were freaking out because you almost lost your McDonald's points. Imagine if the restaurant went away.
Like I would miss it, but I'd get over it. There's more to life.
I have a question. Why is McDonald's? No, never. I was just like they refer to things as like smaller items. Do they not?
They do. Well, but they don't have appetizers.
Or they have like the little menu, the single menu.
The dollar menu? Well, yeah, that's a dollar menu.
Well, maybe the employees at McDonald's are judging me because I just wanted to get 3 cheeseburgers. Why didn't that guy get the combo? What's wrong with him?
You don't think that the people at McDonald's don't judge people for their orders if they're extraordinarily strange?
I don't think that would be a very strange order is what I'm trying to tell you.
No, I don't think that would be a strange order. But
honestly, I don't think that the high 16-year-olds really care all that much unless it was so extreme that everyone could have a good laugh over it.
Maybe you're right.
There are so many. If you work at McDonald's, like in a city or anywhere, you probably encounter so many messed up people that the guy asking to change his topping doesn't register for you.
No, that's probably right. I'd be curious if you were, how many people are actually regulars at a McDonald's on a run of a day? Regular means they go 6 to 7 times a week. So on average, once a day or just under once a day. Wonder what the percentage would be.
I have no idea. I'd say pretty low. But you also probably have regular people, especially in cities who, I mean, if they're still going to the office, I bet there's a lot of like workers who go to McDonald's every single day because it's cheap, it's fast, it's probably very convenient for wherever you work. And you just kind of bang it out that way. Like you're thinking about the people that we used to see when we were growing up that would like have their own seats at McDonald's. Like there'd be like one customer per McDonald's and like they had their own seat. They were there every time you went in. It's like the guy that I see at the gym all the time. Like I don't think that he just has the same random schedule as me, that he just happens to only be at the gym whenever I'm there. I'm just going to assume he's always there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he lives on that machine or he lives in that booth at McDonald's. Yeah, probably.
The guy at the gym is in very good shape, though. The regulars at McDonald's tend not to be.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you're going to choose one place to haunt more often than not, then the gym's probably a pretty good one.
All right. I think it was a good CUST corner. Good timing on that. Let's get to the next.
Oh,
go ahead, Jeffrey.
I have a minor complaint about something that bothered me today.
Is it about Darren Rovell?
No, I have many.
I can see it coming from you, how jealous you are of Darren Rovell's signed 1-of-1 Panini Rosa Parks card.
I loathe Rovell. I love when the internet makes fun of him. I understand there are times, as you know, you sometimes like to point out when he can do things that are probably attention seeking, but it's moments like, you know, where he has to proclaim things like he did this week that are not intention seeking. They're just foot and mouth. And as someone so eloquently pointed out on Twitter, he's Twitter's little Carmine. And I think that fits perfectly, despite the fact that I don't know, he's got 2 million followers and he's represented by, I think, like CAA. He's not too shabby, I guess. I wonder, you'd think there are other people who could be employed to tell us what concession stand foods they have at Washington National games and plagiarize people's winning big parlay bets to tweet. But hey, to each their own. My complaint is far more serious matter. So I sent you guys out today a trailer for the new Fresh Prince spinoff called Bel Air, which they appear to have turned into a very intense teen drama show, which is fine. I don't agree with, although I grew up enjoying Beverly Hills and the OC and all that stuff. So if this generation needs something like that, they need to spin off the Fresh Prince Bel Air theme, whatever. There's so much talk about equality and discrimination out there and leveling the field. How can you have a Fresh Prince, a Bel-Air reboot, and Uncle Phil not be fat? Like, that's discriminating against fat people. It's ridiculous. There should be fat. There should be like 3 neck rolls. Bullshit.
Maybe he was.
That's Uncle Phil.
Maybe he was eating healthier by just taking mediums instead of larges.
I guess so. I'm just saying that's unfair representation. That is, of fat people. And I get it. You know, they're not maybe the most appealing people to look at and what have you. And maybe they're not built for a highfalutin teen drama in Bel-Air. But you can't reboot Fresh Prince and not make Uncle Phil a fat man.
So
you can't.
I didn't watch the trailer. Is it like a complete character for character reboot, or is this like Will's other cousin and like they also live in Bel-Air or something?
No, it seems like it's a character for character reboot, except we go deeper into why Will had to leave West Philly, like some incident and some gang related thing. You sort of get a backstory on that. And apparently his troubles from West Philly follow him to LA. And it's just it seemed like very Beverly Hills 90210-ish in the trailer.
I wonder if they'll have Don Cheadle reprise his role as Ice Tray, Will's friend from Philadelphia. Maybe we'll see Hillary back. I haven't seen Hillary in anything for years.
Yeah, I don't know. No, there's like no one in the cast. I assume it's executive produced or something by Will Smith. But
so it's like they were like, we have this IP. NBC's like, we have this IP that's Fresh Prince. Everyone likes Fresh Prince. We did this reunion. Everyone seemed to like that. And then this other show, Euphoria, seems to be a big hit with the teens these days. Let's just combine these two things, is what you're saying? Like, it's like really like, is it like an over-the-top teen drama, or is it like PG-13 teen drama?
No, it seems kind of a bit over the top teen drama. I didn't get a PG-13 vibe from it. Very much like OC sort of like vibe.
I miss the dad from the OC, Peter Gallagher. Whatever happened to him?
I don't know. That was a great show.
He had great breath. I forgot you loved the OC, Tim.
Love that show.
Maybe you and Geoff should start your own spin-off show where you guys do an OC rewatch and you guys talk about each episode. Yeah, they don't want to go head-to-head with NFL Sunday this week for golf, which is a pretty shrewd decision after seeing what the ratings were for the divisional round. I think it was the highest-rated divisional round ever.
How about that? People aren't cutting their cables after all, I guess. People are still watching television and watching big sporting events. Interesting how that works.
I don't understand how that correlates.
Yeah.
The fact that ratings are growing over the last couple of years is indicative that no, people aren't throwing away their televisions and their cable.
Well, they actually are doing that. That's why when you see the ratings share, the share is so much higher now because there are fewer TVs to draw from. Then you look at the streaming numbers, it's like, oh my God, there's a lot of people watching this now.
No, it's just indicative that the whole cut.
No, it's not. No, it's actually not. You completely you have completely misunderstood what the ratings are telling you. But that's fine. People not shocking. I don't misunderstand.
I don't doubt that maybe some cord cutters have found themselves paying almost as much money by the time they add up their service. Are you kidding me?
Cord cutting is the most foolish thing a person can do.
Well, yes and no. It depends.
You're not saving a dime. Well, you cut the cord.
Hey, you have no. Okay, so please tell me, how much do you think it would cost to cut your cable right now and take on the streaming services?
If you want to have actual streaming services, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Netflix, Paramount Plus, the Peacock, all of these things. Plus, there's Hulu. There's probably all kinds of other ones I'm not even thinking of. You're paying just as much.
Are you?
As you
okay, here are two questions I want you to answer for me right now. How much is your cable per month?
Cable per month, I think, runs about $100.
Are you sure about that?
Maybe about 120.
Are you sure about that?
Not 100%. I don't look at the bill. I just pay.
Okay.
Oh,
Tim, too rich for one thing.
And just that there are things that I need to have in my life. And my television and my cable are things I need to have in my life.
Most people don't
So, like-
have every streaming service there is. They kind of pick and choose the ones that they actually want.
Most people
to use.
look at their bills.
Yeah, most people do look at their bill. Well, most people listen, some people have to look at their bills because they say, hey, am I paying too much for this? Can I afford this going forward? When you're Tim Too Rich and you're basically just the guy from Blank Check and you're just like, yeah, here you go, kid. Let's chuck it out.
There are just like my phone and my cable and my internet I've got to have. So like, that's not where I'm looking to scrimp and save every dime. Like, I need to have those things.
Well, you think that would be a place where you would go to scrimp and save because you've talked about on this show looking at the flyers at grocery stores, which don't even give you discounts. They're just telling you what they have too much stock of. And then they try to trick you into buying it, which works on you. Yet something that you pay, shut up. It's something that you buy every single month with an auto payment, nonetheless, that you don't care about that. You wouldn't want to save there, but you want to save 30 cents on a $17 chicken breast.
Well, I saved like $2.50 per kilogram, I think, today on chicken breasts. It was a good deal. You're right. The auto pay just takes the bills out, and that's great. And there are certain things I know that it would be just as expensive to pay for all these crazy.
Do you know that though?
Because I actually like some of these
or do you say I feel like that's the case, but I don't have any facts to back
You're
that
not
up?
You are not saving enough for the hassle that you're putting yourself through when it comes to jumping between streaming sites and the lag time and trying to remember passwords.
What are you talking about? It takes me faster amount of time to load up the apps on my TV than it does switching over to cables and changing the channel now.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, yes, it does. Let me ask you. Let me ask you before you go on with your fucking rant.
Don't know what you're talking
Shut up.
about.
Have you ever actually done this?
Of course I
No, you haven't. How often do you use the apps on your TV?
Oh, I don't use them on my TV. I use them on my computer.
Why are you using it on your computer? So you watch a lot of TV?
Because that's what I know. I watch the Netflix on my computer. Yes.
Why don't you watch it on your TV and you'll have no lag time?
Because my TV is for TV. It's not for streaming. I understand some people like to do that, but I don't. I like to have my TV for my TV and my streaming for my streaming. And that's what I know. And that's what I like. I'm not judging anybody else for wanting to have a million things on their television. Go for it. Live life and vote Geoff. I just don't want to have that. I like to watch TV on my TV.
It's on your TV already. It's a button on your fucking remote.
But hopping between television shows and the time it takes to load a television show, cable's great advantage is its instantaneousness. And that's something the internet can't quite match. Is that instantaneousness.
Only for sports would I agree with you. Anything else, you don't need it.
So you binge or watch Netflix shows not on your big screen TV? You load it up on your computer and sit there with it on your lap?
Absolutely, I do. Right on my laptop. Yes, I do.
But you have the Netflix app on your TV, which would make it the easiest thing in the world, and you could watch it.
That's what my remote says, but I've never used it. I don't know how to use it. I know how to use my computer.
Have you tried to press the Netflix button?
I've tried my television. I go to the cable channel.
And you got scared?
I go to the cable
you
channel.
Don't go to the fucking cable channel. Use the Netflix app that's built into your goddamn TV.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to use that.
Did you press the Netflix button?
I have pressed it by accident in the past.
And what does it do? What does it do? What does it do for when you press it? When you press it, what do you do?
He hits exit immediately.
Immediately panic and push exit because I don't want to do that. I want to watch my Netflix on my computer because that's what I know. I don't how am I going to type on my television the same way I can type on my I know you can type on your phone on the television with the electronic point and click. Why are you laughing at me, Geoff? You know it's faster to type on your laptop than it is to type on the computer. Am I wrong about that?
Put in your password one time.
But when you want to search for stuff, you got to go, oh, B is over here, and then A is over here, and or whatever. Come on, people. I'm trying to.
Okay, so I could give you a tip. If you're really that anal retentive, which you are, then technically search for it on your iPad, load it up, and then it's in your recently watching, and it'll be at the top when you bring up it on your TV.
That is a good idea. I don't know whether the app and the computer talk to each other like that. Maybe they do.
You don't think your same Netflix account is fucking synced together, Tim?
I don't know. Maybe they are. It hadn't occurred to me. Okay. I don't judge you for the way you want to consume.
No, but I'm judging the
services.
people that voted for me right now.
Once again, Geoff has no time for people who don't think the way he thinks on this question.
You mean Geoff has no time for people that think insane like you do, instead of being a normal, balanced, sane person who would just do these things.
I've been watching Netflix on my computer since the day I got it, like in 2014 or whatever. And it's what I know, and it's what I'm comfortable with, and it's what I'm going to keep. It's what I'm going to keep doing.
And you have a big screen TV at home that you watch.
Yeah, I have one of those smart TVs, the whatever it's called, but I don't use it for that. I use it for my PS4, and I use it for my cable, and that's what I use.
Your recently purchased PS4.
So you make sure you're watching Tucker Carlson in HD, but the show that you're watching 15 episodes of, you're on an 11-inch laptop,
which is in HD too. I mean, I don't know what laptop you're rocking these days, but the resolution on my laptop is pretty good.
What, your 2015 MacBook Air?
Yeah, it's got really good picture, really sharp.
Better than your TV, your new TV.
I didn't say that. I said it's got really good picture, and I'm happy with it. You of all people. Who never has any trouble watching stuff in standard definition. You're criticizing me?
I'll watch stuff on my phone if that's available to me, and that's the only way I can watch it. But if I'm sitting in front of my TV, which you would be in this situation, then I would just watch it on my TV. It's easy enough.
Yeah, but you know what? I'll be in my easy chair and I'll just lean back and have my laptop on my lap and
you might have had this thing.
Is your easy chair not facing your TV?
It does, but I can just look straight at my computer. I'm used to it, okay? I'm just used to it, and I think you should try it out, and I think you'll like it too.
So what you think is I should sit on my couch in front of my TV, load up my laptop, put it on my lap, make myself sterile with all the radiation going into my goddamn nuts.
Please. Plus, you can have something on in the television on the background, as I often do.
Why would I
unmute? I'll have a random basketball or baseball or hockey game on mute in the background, or Sports Center or the news or whatever, right? You know, whatever it is. Like the background chatter of the television on top of what I've got for watching. It's, I can multitask. Maybe not everybody can.
Well, you sound like you sound like Mr. Millennial here, by the way. No attention span, Tim. I can't watch it. I can't sit down and watch something for 40 minutes. A show I'm actually invested in. I need to have something else going on so I can peek at that too. Maybe I can be on my phone at the same time too.
I usually am on my phone at the same time, but it's not that I have no attention span. It's just that I'm incredibly good at multitasking. It's a gift that I possess.
Here's the thing.
I feel bad for your campaign managers, all that work that they have put in, and you just come here. You might have had a chance this month, if not for your goddamn wearing a grocery store, a medal to the grocery store that you won 7 years ago for participating, or being afraid of system updates.
By the way, I did the new update on my phone, and the new iOS is terrible. By the way,
what is it? Can you please tell me what's different?
Well, for starters, the website URL typing bar is at the bottom of the internet, which I don't like.
Well, I mean, that's your fault for using Safari to begin with, and that's one click.
Well,
that's one click, and you can move it back to the top.
I don't know how to do that, but just I don't know, it just doesn't seem to be as effective.
So that's it. Your biggest difference. The only thing that's different is that the search bar on Safari is at the bottom, not the top. What else? Please continue. Please tell me the differences, Tim.
With your messages, it's always trying to pin messages now. It never did that before.
It's not trying to pin messages. It has the ability to pin messages if you want to.
And now, if when I put my earphones in, if I'm out and I get a text message, it now tells me, oh, you got a text from Pat Mayo, and it says this. That never happened before. Now it's giving me voice text, reading the text message to me as I'm walking around.
Yeah, here's the thing, Tim. We've all done our iOS updates on our iPhones, and you turned that on yourself because that didn't happen to anyone else.
I didn't turn that on. It just started happening.
Oh, I'm sure, Tim. Nothing's ever your fault, is it?
Yeah, well, this is not my fault.
Well, it didn't happen to anyone else.
I'm just saying, every time I hear it now, every time I get a text, if I've got my earphones in, it tells me so-and-so sent you a text and said X, Y, and Z.
Do you think that happened when you updated your iOS, or was that when you first got your new Bluetooth headphones to plug in wireless headphones?
I don't know.
Oh, so are you sure it's the iOS update, or when you first plugged in your Bluetooth wireless headphones, which you're now a big fan of apparently after years of, I can't wear wireless headphones. How could I ever figure that out? That maybe that had been turned on the entire time. You just weren't using wireless headphones. So the moment the moment you got those, it started to happen, because I will reiterate, this happened to no one else besides you.
I think it was the update, only because I don't recall getting them in the last few weeks before yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it was the update. I couldn't swear to it, but again, another example of why I don't like updates. But you're right.
But the update had nothing to do with it. So all that's really changed.
I want to address Jeff's comment that he's like, if you could have won this thing, you just pulled the Joe Biden and hid in your basement for 6 months and said you couldn't go on TV because
if you just sent out memes and didn't open your mouth.
The ceilings were too low at his house, so he couldn't have a camera in there for a month. And do you think I should have just played the front porch campaign? Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm rolling up my sleeves and trying to get into the mix to fight for votes and express my thoughts as I see them. And you know what? It makes me happier knowing that people are hearing takes that you think are crazy and are saying, despite that, I'm still voting for Jeff.
Guys,
just pouring a hot coal on you.
He literally pictures you all watching your Netflix from mobile devices,
which a lot of people do. I bet.
I'm sure that when people are on the go, sure. I feel like there are very few people that are like at home, their TV is off, they're sitting in their recliner and on their phone watching Netflix.
I bet you the percentage of people whose Netflix hours are spent on an iPad or an
That's
iPhone.
not the question.
That's not the question at hand here,
You're
Tim.
changing it. You're changing it.
Yeah, you have now twisted this to make it seem like something
if you
that's
watch
reasonable.
Netflix on your iPad, or people that watch Netflix on their iPad, you should vote for Jeff.
No, if you watch Netflix on your iPad while on your couch or main home TV chair on your laptop instead of on your TV, that's weird.
Yes, that is absolutely that's insane person behavior.
It's actually alarmingly weird, to be perfectly honest.
And to go back to the entire point of this before, when we tried to talk about football, we got railed off course with this, and we're not even at CUST Corner yet. Maybe this can double as the CUST Corner. Either way, Tim, how much do you pay a month for Disney Plus?
Pardon me?
How much?
I don't know what Disney Plus costs a month.
Yeah, okay. Do you have Disney Plus?
I use Disney Plus, yes.
Yeah, so you pay $0 a month for Disney Plus, correct?
I didn't say that.
You do pay $0 a month for Disney Plus. You use my Disney Plus, like I use your Netflix.
I don't know if we want to talk about this in public.
Tim, that's not illegal. That you have up to 10 accounts that you can put on it. And that's kind of the thing when it comes to these streaming services, that one person buys one, another person buys another one, another person buys another one. And that's how you end up with all of them. Like I pay for Paramount Plus and I pay for Disney Plus. I have your Netflix. I have someone else's HBO Max. I have someone else's Crave. And like it costs me like $25 a month and I have them all. Okay, so your point about it cost...
There's still a bunch of other
Tim is worried the FBI is listening to that, and he doesn't want to implicate himself.
I like that he's gone quiet, like he's really shook about this.
Look, I follow the rules.
What? These are the rules. These are the rules.
He's no rat. He's not going to rat out your operation.
I don't know what you're talking about. There is no operation.
Either way, and DAZN, like with all the sports, like I agree that sports outside of actual cable sucks.
I had DAZN the first year that there was NFL Sunday ticket.
Yeah, but they made it. I mean, they made it a lot better. The first year that it came out up here, it was horrible for Sunday ticket, but that's been rectified. They now do a really good job with it in terms of it's not as up to date as. It's probably like 23 seconds behind, where real TV is 7 seconds behind.
Oh no, we watched it this year. At the house.
I use DAZN when I'm lying with my 5-year-old in bed during Thursday and Monday night football.
Yeah, that's what I used to watch because I don't have a TV in my room. I'll watch the game on DAZN Yeah, like the primetime games, because I mean, it's super late out here, so I'm going to bed because I have to get up early with the kids. So I'm just watching it in bed on my phone. Like, that's easy enough because I don't like to have a TV in my room. Although I probably should at this point now if we're going to be watching stuff on
I am
phones.
the one of these people that have still, well, it's kind of embarrassing to admit, but sort of like Tim, I watch my streaming services on the big screen on my smart TV when I can. But, even though I have a Fire Stick, which gives me, Quest channels and all this stuff everywhere, I still haven't been able to like pull the plug on cable. I like having access. I just like having it just in my head, even though when I catch myself rarely using it, I don't know. I'm still a sucker. So they got me still.
Well, the big thing is, like, there are different types. Like, you can buy one of these. I think we talked about this a few months ago, and a lot of people, tweeted at me with the stuff. And I've seen people have them. I forget what like the box itself is called, but you buy it for like $150. You sign up for like $20 a year or whatever it is, and you get like 1,700 channels from around the world.
Yeah, that's what I have. That's what I just call a Fire Stick.
Oh, yeah. So you have like the jailbroken Fire Stick, basically.
Yeah,
like those things are legit. Like, if you actually want to cut the cord, get one of those. It has everything.
Yeah, but the sports is still like, sometimes it's still a couple minutes behind. I don't know. I'm just, no, it's very advantageous.
For sports, realistically, especially if you're live betting, you're trying to follow along in real time. You can't use, I think Tim jumped off the line because now he thinks like, yeah, the FBI is coming to his door because he uses my Disney Plus account.
No, I'm here. I'm just listening to you converse.
Okay.
About
Just listening to us implicate ourselves.
About your various jailbroken devices and such.
It's a brand new world to Tim. Either way, to go back to the point, many people have all of this stuff now. And a lot of people are even using things like the CBS app, which I think is free to use. If a lot of these apps for the companies themselves, like Apple Plus, for example. Tim, you get Apple Plus for free if you want it. You just don't use it.
Don't have it, don't use it, don't know how to use it. But sure, it comes up in my settings that I have so many free months of this, that, or the other.
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff, if you have cable, you can use almost all of these streaming services for free if you want to. Like, I have Paramount Plus for, like 6 months free and all this, and it's like $3 a month afterwards just because they want to keep me on as a customer. And the only thing that I watch on it is the Challenge All-Stars. That's literally the only thing. Although, Tim, you would love it. It has like every crappy CBS show you could ever want. It has all the NCISs. I know how mad you were that the game went into overtime, so you didn't get to see on time the brand new episode of CSI Hawaii.
No, I'm listen. I don't watch the NCISs, but during my weekly calls with my grandmother, she is so excited the football's over because she can't stand when 60 Minutes gets delayed from its normal time.
Sorry to our West Coast viewers.
Yeah, and I get it. Like, I watch 60 Minutes quite a bit too, and I mean, I understand why you'd want to start your regular TV show at a regular time, but. Look, football's going to win.
Well, let's talk football.
I just feel we're like 3 weeks away from Tim coming on here and talking to us about how amazing Netflix on his TV is. Like, we haven't experienced it before. Like, it's new. Like when he Googles about a trunk that can open, which is like an 8-year-old car model thing.
Well, I have used it before. I've gone to the channel. I've typed in my password.
That's garbage. That's garbage. That you're not using it the right way. You're using your cable's version of Netflix, which does, honestly, I've tried it before. It has a super long lag time. The apps on the TV are like instantaneous.
But so are my laptops.
But then you don't have to watch it on your laptop. You can watch it on your TV, which I presume is what you bought your TV for in the first place.
I got it as a gift for Christmas, so I actually didn't even buy the TV.
Why are you wasting all those inches?
I am watching sports on it all the time.
But why wouldn't you just watch everything on it all the time?
Look, you know what? I promise for a science experiment, I will try.
Listen, I get that you can watch your Fran Lebowitz documentaries on your computer, but you should probably watch like the good movies and the intense drama shows on the television.
Plus the sound is a lot better on your TV than computer.
That may be. I don't know.
It is. I'll just tell you right
Okay,
now.
I said it. I said I don't know.
All right. So yeah, that's your goal for the week. You report back. That will be part of our show next week. You can report back to us how it is using these apps on your TV. And you'll be shocked to find out. Incredibly simple. And that will do it on the Pat Mayo Experience for CUST Corner 36D. We're back with fresh CUST Corners, football coming up, and brand new CUST Corner minis every single week. So a reminder to smash the like for the episode, sub to the CUST Corner audio-only fees, and until then, I'm Pat Mayo. I'll see you next time.
Pat Mayo Experience! Experience!